James coming at you again with another video, and today I'm going to be talking to you about 3 things to consider when deciding whether or not you should give a board seat to someone for your startup. So the first thing that you want to consider when deciding if someone should get a board seat in your company is whether or not their interests line up with the interests of the founders. So for example, you may have situations where someone wants to get in and get out quickly, sell the company, have it acquired by some major company for a lot of money, and get a quick and financially valuable exit. However, the founders may want to develop the product in the long term, and they may want to decide to stretch the time out over 2 or 3 or more years and really build an actual platform like a Facebook or a Twitter, something that lasts longer than just the time it takes to get acquired. So if you have someone who wants to get out quickly and you want to stay in and really develop the platform, or the opposite, you may want to get out quickly and they may want to develop this because they think it could be beneficial in the long term. If those interests are not lining up, then you should not have that person on your board of directors, because they're going to be making decisions that really lines up with their personal view, even though that may not be the vision of the company. The second thing that you want to consider is the amount of commitment that the person is willing to make to the company. So if you are in this for the long haul and this person is not willing to commit the time to meet a couple of times a month, and to do this over the course of several years as you are developing this and making important decisions about whether or not to take on investors or hire new people or bring on additional co-founders or license certain things or do whatever it is, if they're not invested in the long term, in the growth and development of the company, then they probably should not be on the board of directors making important decisions that really could affect the long term of the company and how it performs. Now, the third thing that you want to consider when deciding if someone should get a seat on your board of directors is the amount of risk that the person is putting into whatever it is that they're doing for your company. Because there are certain things that warrant having a board seat, or at least the industry thinks so, it's common that it happens, and certain things where it just doesn't make much sense. So an investor who is putting in a fairly large sum of money into the company will usually want and will typically get a board seat, because they want to be right there front and center whenever these important decisions are made, such as whether to do another round of financing and make determinations of whether or not to accept certain valuations of the company, because it affects them, it affects their investment, and they want to make sure that things are run in such a way that the company is going to make a profit and they're going to gain something out of it, because they took a lot of risk putting a lot of money into an early stage startup. But then on the other hand, you may have certain individuals such as advisors or contractors or other people who possibly do important things for the company, like developing software or UX design or something like that. But their contribution and their level of risk in the company may not be as great, because an advisor may only communicate with you a couple of times a month to give you some advice or make important introductions, and they don't have anything at stake in the situation where the company maybe doesn't do well and falls apart and dissolves, because they're just offering some advice here and there, some introductions here and there, and they don't have as much invested as, say, for example, an investor. Same thing goes with other individuals who may be asking for board seats, but who really don't have any risk involved in the game, and they're not doing anything for the company that warrants them getting such an important role and the ability to really make major important decisions about the future and the guideposts for the company and where it's going and what it's going to be doing. And so, those are the 3 things that you should be considering when deciding whether or not you want to give someone a board seat in your company. And of course, there may be other factors involved specific to your circumstances and your company. But typically, most startups will find that if they look at these three factors, it helps to make the decision a lot easier as to whether or not someone should be given a board seat, or you should pass on that and tell them that you're not willing to give up that much power at this point in time. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please click the like button, please click the subscribe button, and of course click the bell icon so that you are notified whenever I drop a new video. If you want to get in touch with me and learn some more about my practice at Elevate Law, where we help startups, please click the link in the description below, and it'll take you to my website where you can learn lots of information about me, about my practice, and maybe we can connect. All right, hope you got something out of this video. Take care. See you next time.